Hello America, me again, here to annoy. You know how much I enjoy doing that. Today I want to talk about InfraGard. A few of you know about it. Yes, it does exist. I'm going to get into its hairy little details. It is spelled infra, I-N-F-R-A, as in infrastructure. Now it is InfraGard. Under direction of the FBI, with directing enhancements from FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, deputized members of the InfraGard are among the first to receive warnings of terrorist threats, sometimes even before elected officials. Most alarming, they are licensed to kill in the event of martial law. The FBI has local chapters. Among them, each chapter meets with an FBI oversight leader. In 2001, InfraGard had 1,700 members. In recent, the numbers total more than 30,000. Woohoo for some groups, I guess. But what is terrorism? What defines itself as terrorism? Anyone who speaks up against the Constitution, being me, or most of YouTube, or an average American who knows the unjust things that are happening in society right now and wants to speak up about them, either at the workplace or at home, here on YouTube, or just types in a sublime sentence anywhere on the internet that an actual intelligent person might get, and maybe even smirk at, could be considered an act of terrorism. What types of shallow or empty promises were you given, InfraGard? What type of guarantees of an afterlife or existence were you promised that you and I both know they have no intention of keeping? So know that your secret society, or the SS as I now like to call them, it's like the German SS, the secret neo-Nazi party that runs around snitching on its neighbor. On May 9th, 2007, and I'll tell you where all this started, May 9th, 2007, George Bush issued the National Security Presidential Directive 51, which is the national continuity policy, and it is an effort to coordinate with private sector companies. Separately, I will now list their actual assigned duties, which include use of deadly force, free of prosecution. So if they just shoot him and say, well, he said something, sounded like a terrorist, he's expressing his faith or whatever, it's an act of terrorism in America. I shot him. I'm not going to go to jail. How cool is that? Yeah, you are. Because when the Constitution comes back, baby. Separately, you know, as alliances change or break down and people wake up, and do you think that your opposition will welcome your InfraGard card? I know me as a constitutionalist and a fighter and speaker of liberty and freedom. If you come up to me and say, oh, don't kill me, I'm a member of InfraGard, I can guarantee you I'm probably not going to kill you, but it doesn't mean any of my allies are going to make your life any easier. Do you consider the new Continental Congress, or the thought therein, to be traitorous, or treasonous, or an act of terrorism? Or the members of a new Continental Congress, or a new Continental Army, to be members of a terrorist group? You need to educate yourself. You need to find out for yourself, then decide where you're going to stand in this. Are you a constitutionalist or not? Are you a liberty lover or not? In my opinion, this is a war on the average citizen. This is the thing that is going to separate the sheep from the shark. Because these wolves, man, they are absolutely, they're finding any manipulated edge to try to convince a handful of people that they intend on killing later to work for them now and give them a certain amount of security, which they're not going to assure for them later, or for you, or for anyone else. I mean, even like I said, if I were to submit to the New World Order and become one of their members, there's no guarantee they're going to keep me alive. They might keep me alive long enough to serve their purpose. When my usefulness is worn out, myself and my family will all be sent off to FEMA concentration camps, possibly summarily executed. Now, I want you to remember, most of the reason why I go for the peaceful option is in the event of the suspension of the Constitution, the invocation of martial law, and the possibility of losing your sovereignty, You can even have a birth certificate that proves you were born within the continental North American states. But in the event of the suspension of the Constitution or the invocation of martial law, there is no guarantee you're an American citizen. Your birth certificate won't mean squat. You are no one. You're just no one. You are a product of planet Earth, and they'll deal with you in their own time. But it's not too late for you if you're worried, America. You can still join InfraGard. It's not a closed club yet. They're still accepting membership and they're still accepting applications. But it reminds me of Hitler's neo-Nazi party. Now you can become a member of the Neo-InfraGard. These people are working against you. And you know, America, that's pretty much my point. If you want to look up InfraGard, it's infragard.org. If you want to see the tie-ins to the FBI and the regional directors, it's all readily available. You have to sort of look around for it because some of the best information is buried deep inside the files of something else that might possibly not even be unrelated. And I'm going to leave you a couple of links like I always do when I'm done updating my vids and putting my headers on it. But you know, America, these people are working against us, and I don't care how religious you are and you think that's going to get you by and God's going to look out for you, because these people don't work for God. Or who you voted for, you voted Republican, so you must be right. They don't care. The only people that are going to survive this are survivalists and people who can help to show you how to survive. And as long as you're an American, and as long as you swear allegiance to the Constitution, you're always on the side of America. You always believe in liberty. You always believe in freedom. You will always be an American citizen. Oh, and I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but when you go into when InfraGard comes about, they've been guaranteed that their families will also be extracted and protected under the InfraGard policy with FBI directives in place. And understand, if there were an actual combat zone and it was not productive to go and retrieve your family, and your family is going through mortar fire, I pray that they survive. But if they die, the FBI won't care, and neither will FEMA. They'll be like, one less mouth to feed, hooray. So America, let's make these changes. Let's do it peacefully. June 21st, 2008 is the first step. Well, actually, I sort of think you thinking along the lines of being a constitutionalist, a libertarian, a freedom-loving American, I think you've already started down the path. Now let's see if we can't nudge you along a little bit. These are groups. They really do exist. You can look them up anywhere. Heck, you can even join them. Become an InfraGard member. And we'll look out for you on our list. See you later, America.